Hey gang, so this video series is going to be a series of summaries of the chapters of The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm reading it now and wanted to just put out a series of very short, concise summaries of the chapters as I read them. And the purpose of this will be to give people who are interested in Lord of the Rings a really short introduction to the books. So I'm going to assume that you're familiar with the movies and familiar with the story in general, the skeleton of it, and familiar with the characters. So all I'm going to do is, in very brief outline, give a synopsis of each chapter. So here goes. The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. First part is called The Fellowship of the Ring. Book 1, Chapter 1, A Long Expected Party. Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit of Hobbiton in the Shire, announces that his birthday party this year will be one of exceptional magnificence. The year is 1401 in Shire reckoning. That means it will be Bilbo's 111th or 111st, as he says, birthday on the 22nd of September. It is also coincidentally the 33rd or coming of age birthday party for Frodo Baggins. Frodo was adopted by Bilbo a dozen odd or so years ago. Bilbo calls Frodo his nephew, although they may be second cousins. See, Frodo was orphaned as a young lad when his parents Drogo Baggins and Primula Brandybuck were drowned while boating on the Brandywine River. Anyway, that's long in the past, and there's a party to throw. So things pick up and come alive in the Shire as the preparations for the party accelerate and as the year wanes. A couple weeks before the party, dwarves roll into town. A week before the party, Gandalf, the wizard, comes into town on a cart of fireworks. Then finally, the day of the party itself arrives. It is a huge affair. A big banger. Bilbo gives presents to everyone. There's food galore, lots of singing and music and dancing and laughter. And it goes off very well, especially the fireworks that are put on by Gandalf. At the end of the night, Bilbo gives a farewell speech and then puts on his precious magic ring and disappears. He scuttles up into Bag End, where Gandalf finds him, and they have a chat. Bilbo announces that he's going to go off on maybe a permanent vacation, and he's leaving everything to Frodo, including his magic ring. But he has trouble giving this up. Eventually, when Gandalf becomes rather stern and confronts him about it, Bilbo agrees to relinquish the ring. He said he does this verbally, but he keeps it in his pocket. But Gandalf is not so easily outfoxed, mentions this, and eventually, with Gandalf's persistence, Bilbo is able to give up the ring. He and three dwarves walk out into the night singing. Shortly thereafter, Frodo comes in from the party, trying to calm everyone down, and hears from Gandalf that Bilbo has left everything, Bag End and everything in it, including the ring, to Frodo. The next morning, there are a bunch of gifts that Bilbo has labeled that are to be distributed to people as going away presents, so to speak. And when word gets out about this, half the Shire shows up. Hobbits mob Bag End trying to get a piece of Bilbo's famed wealth. Finally, Frodo, with the help of his friend Merry, get everyone to leave, although not before Otho and Lobelia Sackville Baggins cause quite a stir. Then everyone leaves, and then Gandalf shows up in the afternoon, and Gandalf urges Frodo to keep the ring safe and secret and unused, and then Gandalf goes off, and that's the end of chapter 1.